The café was bright with late-morning sunlight, the kind that made dust sparkle in the air and coffee cups glow softly on wooden tables, yet for Maribel Reyes the day felt heavy from the very first step inside. Her hands trembled as she counted the few coins in her pocket, already knowing they would not be enough, already preparing herself for the small humiliation of choosing the cheapest thing on the menu and pretending it was a choice, not a necessity. Hunger had a sound, she thought, a quiet ache that followed her everywhere, and today it was louder because her 6-year-old son sat beside her, swinging his legs, trying to be brave. Before the story continues, if you believe in kindness, second chances, and small moments that change lives, please like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel Threads of Kindness, because stories like this live and grow through people who still believe goodness matters. Maribel had not always lived like this. Once, she had dreams folded neatly into notebooks and hope that felt solid as the ground under her feet. But life had taken sharp turns. Her husband had died suddenly 2 years earlier, leaving behind grief, hospital bills, and a silence that swallowed their small apartment. She worked mornings cleaning offices and afternoons folding clothes at a laundromat, chasing hours that never seemed to catch up with rent. That day, she had promised her son a treat, a rare café visit after his school awards assembly, but when she saw the prices glowing on the board above the counter, her chest tightened. She ordered a single plate of fries, telling herself it was enough, telling herself love could fill what food could not. At the next table sat Elias Moreau, dressed simply, almost invisibly, with a laptop closed beside a black coffee he had barely touched. To anyone watching, he looked like another quiet professional enjoying a break in the day. What no one knew was that he owned half the buildings on the street, that his name moved markets, that he was a billionaire who had learned to hide his wealth like a scar. He had come to the café to escape meetings, to sit where people did not know him, to feel ordinary for an hour. When Maribel's fries arrived, golden and steaming, her son's eyes lit up, but he hesitated, pushing the plate gently toward her, a gesture too grown for his age. Hunger softened pride, and Maribel leaned slightly toward the neighboring table, her voice barely above a breath as she asked if they might share, just a little. Elias looked up then, truly looked, and something in him shifted. He saw not desperation, but dignity struggling to survive. He saw a mother trying to protect her child from knowing how thin their world had become. Memories surfaced of his own childhood, of his mother skipping meals so he could eat, of promises whispered into the dark that one day things would be different. He nodded without a word and slid the plate closer, pretending it was nothing, pretending it did not matter, while inside him old wounds stirred. They ate quietly, sunlight stretching across the floor as time moved on. Maribel's shoulders loosened as the tension eased, and her son laughed softly when a fry slipped from his fingers. Elias felt something rare, a peace no boardroom had ever given him. When the plates were empty, Maribel thanked him with eyes shining, the kind of gratitude that carried both relief and shame, and he answered with a smile that surprised even himself. When she stood to leave, unsure how she would stretch the rest of the day, Elias excused himself and spoke to the manager. Moments later, the manager approached Maribel with a gentle smile, explaining that her meal, and several more to take home, had already been paid for, along with grocery vouchers and a promise of help if she needed it. Maribel's knees nearly gave way. She searched the room for Elias, but he was already gone, leaving behind only warmth and unanswered questions. Outside, daylight wrapped the street in gold. Maribel held her son's hand tighter, tears blurring the world as hope, fragile but real, took root again. She did not know the name of the men who helped her, did not know his wealth or power. She only knew that kindness had found her when she needed it most, and that maybe, just maybe, tomorrow could be different. If this story touched your heart, please take a moment to like, share, and comment on this video, because your engagement helps stories of kindness reach others who might need them today. And before the ending, we have a special request for you. Please comment the word kindness below if you believe a single good act can change a life. Somewhere else in the city, Elias walked into the sun feeling lighter than he had in years, reminded that wealth meant little unless it reached another human heart. And in that bright daytime cafe, a simple plate of fries became a bridge between two lives, proving that sometimes the smallest kindness carries the greatest power.